Welcome back, guys, to another replay. Um, Actually, we got two of them for you today. So we're going to be reviewing one game I had during a stream, and this, to just kind of demonstrate how powerful this tank is. This is the M449. It's got pretty good front armor since it got buffed, and quite frankly, I'm glad I bought it. Pretty fun tank to play. If you're fighting 9s and 10s, it's kind of annoying to play. So of course, since we're top tier against tier 6, we are going to have a farm fest, and you guys are going to be like, oh, well, it's tier 6, why are you showing it? Well, it's not so much to show because it's a high damage game, it's just the capabilities of this tank. Its front armor is really the biggest strength that this tank has, and we're going to see that, so pretty good lineup, pretty easy match for us, to be honest. And the only thing we have to worry about is the two TDs they have that are top tier, and the KV4 can be kind of a pain to deal with. Everyone else is not really too hard to deal with, especially their mediums and the TDs. So we're going to see what we can do here. So I always come across here and just kind of pre-aim, see what happens first, just to see if the enemy pokes. But as of now, I'm not seeing anyone, and I see that I have allies with me. I've got plenty of support, so I'm just going to go ahead and push right through here. And it's going to go into the dip here in the south. So yeah, my thoughts on this tank. Like I've said, armor is pretty good on the front. The sides are pretty weak. You can't side scream in it because of the two cupolas there in the back, as you can see on the back of the hull. They're there. You can kind of make it work against low tiers, but against higher tiers, they're just going to overmatch you because you pretty much have no side armor. The turret's pretty nice. You can go hull down in it, but the only problem with that is that you give them less to shoot at, which means they're just going to instinctively go for your cupola as a weak spot if they have even somewhat of a brain. So that's kind of an issue with it, but other than that, it's not really bad. So as far as the turret, and I made a misplay there, and I'm kind of in a crossfire. I just want to try to keep either one of these guys from shooting me. Like I said, this too was a battle that I had on stream, and the results were quite surprising to me, at least. And I actually haven't seen this battle for a while. I briefly remember it, to be honest with you. So yeah, so far the South is holding, North kind of won. They're not really doing much, so that I'm kind of able to freely peek here carefully. I just have to be careful to my left of the 3 and 4 line in case if they have any TDs that are hiding back there. This guy over here is actually getting it farmed because of our north, because we got a G-Store and an 85 at the top there, and I believe they're actually going to be the ones who kill this SMP for me. So I've been kind of taking a break from World of Tanks just because I've been so frustrated with myself, like how badly I've been playing, and that's kind of another reason too I like to show good games that I have, is because it kind of demonstrates what I can do well, and like maybe sometimes I overthink and I don't do simple stuff. Like here, for example, if I was to push right now, I would probably die to the Scorpion G, the SC-130 PM, and the Achilles and the Jackson that they have there. We have unfortunately lost south now, so I did notice that in stream. But I wanted to farm these guys quickly. I wanted to help them clear the north, and also it was free damage, so why not? I do have to turn around. I should have probably turned around by now, but like I said, I had free damage. I was getting very greedy, so, and it ends up kind of helping, because look at that, we do have an SC-130 PM, and so I want to help my team take him out, but I have to be very careful, because look at that, there's the Scorpion. So yeah, it's a good thing I didn't push them, because if they both have gold, they can pen me. So it's kind of the one thing where the armor doesn't really work, is when the enemy is firing gold, if they're tier 8 up higher, of course, and they are able to just pen me easily. I can't really do anything about it unless if I try brawling and not taking any damage in return. So I have to turn around now, and I have to kill this Jackson, and unfortunately I'm in a very big crossfire, so I take a very risky snapshot there, and it ends up paying off because we kill him. I had to kill him or the Jackson. I had to turn around and face towards south. Like I said, which I probably should have done earlier. I might have been able to avoid a few shots, but I was more worried about the Scorpion and the SC-130 rushing me from the north, because they could have done that easier. They would have killed me a lot quicker than the Jackson would have. Same thing with that Yo that I just killed. So Right now, it's pretty down to the wire. We've got almost just under 4,000 damage. Again, you guys are like, well, it's tier 6 and you're in tier 8. Of course, you're gonna have high damage, but like I said, you gotta cherish those good battles because you never know if, especially like an inconsistent player like me, we try to cherish those battles a lot because we don't get as many of them as better players do. I'm not a good player, but I'm not a bad player either. I'm kind of, I don't know, average, I guess. But every time I look at good games, it just makes me wonder. It's like, wow, I did that. You know what I mean? And I can definitely say that I've been getting a little bit better the less I play the game, which is, you know, kind of ironic. Because usually if you were to practice, you know, football or something, you'd have, you know, you'd get way better at it because you play it more. And with me, when it comes to World of Tanks, it's kind of the opposite because I rage, I focus less because of my rage. And so I've gotten a lot better about that. So I'm asking my Chi 2 and my, sorry, it's hard for me to see, and the T28 to cover my rear because I want to start pushing this because we have support in the north. We have a Nashorn who can help, and we have a G-Sword who can help. And then our artillery is there, so the artillery can actually fire there on the forward line there if anything gets lit. So I'm being very careful. I don't want to poke for long, especially as I got spotted there. Most likely it was the SU or the Scorpion. So it's a good thing that I don't push, and it does end up paying off. And I don't remember what happens at the end here, but I do know that it is very close, to say the least. So at the moment, I'm being very patient. I'm waiting to see when the 85 spots, because if he doesn't see that guy there, and I actually looked now, and I just now noticed that the T78 is actually there. So the Jackson that was there isn't there anymore. And quite frankly, you know, I couldn't tell that T78 was there because of the Jackson that was covering it. So I did get lit again, so that means that one of them is there. Again, most likely the SU. He is the best camo out of all of them. I was hoping maybe our G-Sword could kind of be a little aggressive, but I understand why he didn't, because he would have just died. So at the moment, I was kind of thinking too, maybe I could have gone 1-2 line, like turn around there of where the little lake is in the dip, and just turned around and gone up north and killed the artillery, and then we would have had them in a crossfire. But I didn't want to leave my Chi-2 alone here, especially since he was a one-shot, and I didn't want to risk that. Thankfully for us, the G-Sword actually does get away with pushing north, and that allows him to kill the Scorpion G, and that allows me to kind of be a little more aggressive. I'm taking some just very risky blind shots because I want to see if I can scare away whoever was spotting me there, and bit by bit the G-Sword is going to poke. So I notice I'm not getting lit, and the SE kind of backed off a little bit. I'm not sure, I don't remember where he is. I think he's like right on the other side there of this hill to the left, and it ends up paying off, like I said. So it's a very interesting game, and I actually do get lit there, and he does bounce me. Very, very lucky, despite him spamming heat. That's probably the only reason I get as much damage as I do there, at least here at the end. So we do put some rounds in. The deep, I don't mind the gun on this. It's not too bad. The gun handling is probably what I would expect from a heavy tank, but the alpha's a little low for it at tier 8. But it's not bad. I'm used to it because I like the. It reminds me a lot like an IS-22, but without front armor. And the IS-22 is just extremely annoying to play. I was afraid here that the SU was going to kill me. We actually do end up killing him for the win, and we make over 5,000 damage. So a pretty nice battle. Like I said, pretty easy, but again, it's battles like these that I treasure. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one that I'm about to show you guys. So next up, we're going to be playing the T-57. I've been talking about this tank a lot, and I truly think that this tank is just kind of very underrated. I don't know, I could be wrong, but I think a lot of it too has to do with my playstyle. I like tanks that do good burst damage and that have kind of mobility. I don't necessarily need armor for it, but this tank for me is just super awesome. I just love this tank. So this was actually yesterday, at least at the time that I'm recording this video. This was last night. and this was quite a battle. I did not expect this to outcome. So I usually play my T57 a lot like my 50B, but my 50B I'm a little bit more aggressive just because of the mobility. And the T57, I can be almost just as aggressive, but I can't quite get to the same positions as the 50B can. But also, I can play, I feel like in the T57 Heavy, I can play those positions a little bit easier because I can trade quicker, because the interclip on this tank is 2 seconds between each shell, to where the 50Bs is 2.5, so that's a lot of time that adds up that you're trying to dump a clip. So yeah, and yes, it's an all tier 10 game, and that's not really going to stop me. I do get pretty lucky, honestly, with the matchmaking here and just kind of what happens throughout the game, and it's quite surprising. This is the most damage I've done in this tank. I think this is my 3rd highest damage, I believe. So the only tanks I'm worried about is that Kronvog and Platoon. If they work well together, they can actually do pretty well. And thankfully for me, this Kronvagen's gonna get kind of punished. So I don't know if he got tracked there or what, but I think I do actually hit that shot. Yes, I do hit that shot if I remember correctly. And yeah, I always go to this position if I'm in a fast tank, especially an autoloader like this. I don't think this tank is necessarily fast, at least not compared to the 50B, but it is, for a heavy, I think it is mobile, at least mobile enough, and the pen as well is really nice. I believe it's 340. Let me actually look here. Yeah, it's 340, so it's pretty good. And I actually kind of make a nice trade here, other than that one missed shot. This is kind of a heartbreak battle for me too. And you guys will see why at the end. Again, another bad shot, but I was trying not to get shot by the Kronvagen there, but kind of risky. I decided not to poke that because they're just going to purpose steer that. I thought I might as well reload, and I can push up soon. Once I'm reloaded, I just got to kill this Jagdpanzer E100, and then I can deal with the Kronvagens a lot easier. And it's actually just a standard battle, and East is kind of lost, and we have a lot of camping there at the K line there, which I didn't really notice, but as you see there, I made a very wise trade there and backed up, because usually I would have just sat there and I would have taken 1,000 damage and kept trying to pump shots. So I'm slowly learning, guys, slowly but surely, right? Again, another kind of, I guess that was kind of my fault for that shot, but I decided the last shot needs to be for the Jagdpanzer, because that is a very dangerous tank. And look at that, I mean, I hardly did anything and I already almost have 3k damage. That's, like, 2 mags and you just instant 3k, because you average 1600 a clip, because it's 400 a shot, and it's just, this tank is just so easy to play. I mean, as long as you have allies with you and you're not getting focused, I mean, this tank is just, it's absolutely insane. I think that if Wargaming wants to add another, like, Clan Wars reward tank or something, and yes, I do aim very bad here, as you see. I get very greedy. Kind of stupid shot to miss, but it was not fully aimed, so I have no reason to be mad at that. But I do hit the arty, and I'm gonna mess this shot up as well, because again, just my greed. It was kind of late last night, and I overcorrected my shot there, as you saw. But yeah, I would have broke some high damage too, and like part of it is the heartbreak too. Part of it, I don't know if it was RNG or if it was my fault for this heartbreak, but you guys will see. And I'm actually I'll watch it again with you guys, because I don't entirely know, to be honest with you. And yeah, this is why I love this tank. I mean, just look at that, and then boom, there we go. We hit him again. Just absolutely beautiful. And this tank is just an absolute beast. I love this thing, man. It is so crazy. It is, quite honestly, probably one of my new favorite tier 10s to play, at least just for a bit of fun and just to try to farm win a. Like, I have a lot of tier 10s. Not like everyone in the game, but I have, I think, 14 or 16 or something like that. And if I want to have some fun and grind some stats out, I'll play this tank. Just because I don't know if it's if it fits my playstyle, but it is very fun, and I love it a lot, so I don't regret grinding it at all. I think I do enjoy it more than the 50B just because of that, especially like I was saying earlier, just because of that inner clip reload. It really, really, really makes a huge difference, and it's just amazing in this Super Conqueror. Yeah, he didn't last very long. So I decided to reload. We almost are at 6K already, and a lot of it, like I said, I got lucky too with the way that Jagdpanzer poked and the way that S-Conk poked, caught them off guard. So very lucky. And also, this is what you call the definition of Captain McStupid. And it's going to be the CS player here. And he basically just gave me all of his damage, guys. I mean, I don't know. As you can see there, I find him, or I'm sorry, the IS-7 technically finds him, and he's gonna experience a little bit of what a T-57 heavy, what makes it so dangerous. I mean, just look at this guy. I have no words. I don't know what he was thinking. But I just sit there and laugh at that. I'm like, and I'm not laughing because he's that stupid, but I'm laughing because it's probably something I would have done. But at the same time, I don't, like, he knew that me and the IS-7 were going to come here, so why did he YOLO us when he could have sat where he was and have been fine? Because none of my allies in the south were rushing. I don't know if he didn't know that, and that's why he kind of rushed. Maybe he thought the south was re-pushing. I got no clue, but, or maybe he thought we were falling back to go to. I don't know what he was thinking, but I don't know. you guys let me know what you think. But here is where the heartbreak is, guys. It's coming up here very shortly. The second we see that, here it is. I'm gonna let it speak for itself. I'm gonna let you guys quickly make a decision if that was my fault or not, and I'm 75% sure that was definitely RNG's fault. So, yeah, there's the heartbreak, but I was gonna be super mad if we lost this, because if I go through the battle, you can kind of see that it is not looking great. Stuff doesn't really happen that much. And as you can see, we go north, we start capping, and it's a game, pretty much. So, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I really do greatly appreciate it. I will still make WOT content, but I'm gonna focus more on my farming simulator audience. But I'll still make content like this as far as World of Tanks. I'll still make videos, good replays, and if you guys have good replay, send them my way. Just let me know down in the comments, and I'll find a way to contact you, and we'll get something sorted out. So, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed watching. I do greatly appreciate it. I'll see you guys later.